Hello my babies! Welcome back to another video, folks. In this video today we have a little grocery haul. I'm gonna show you guys what I eat to prevent bloating and to ease the symptoms of bloating. It's gonna be a fun time, gonna be a fun video. We're gonna learn a lot today. If you aren't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, baby. Join the Swole Squad. Let's do it. Alright folks, so we're back from the store and this is what we got. We got a lot of shit. So perhaps first I should make a disclaimer. I'm not a dietitian. Don't take this as professional medical advice. I'm just showing you guys what I'm simply going to be doing / eating to curb the bloating. If you guys experience bloating, you know it sucks, man. It's so uncomfortable and it really takes a toll on your self-esteem, and there's not one good thing about it. So I did some research, and apparently the key to getting a diet that curbs bloating is eating foods that are low in what is called FODMAPs. But do your own research. I will link the video that I personally watched below so that you guys can get a better idea of what FODMAPs are and if you would like to get more information about bloating. So let's go through these things. One of the biggest things that I've read that causes bloating is dairy. But luckily, I already don't eat dairy because it really fucks up my skin and it's just not a good time. But you do have to be careful because even a lot of the dairy substitutes can still cause bloating. One example of a non-dairy substitute that does not cause bloating is almond milk. I've been drinking this for years now, like 3 or 4 years, and I do love this shit. I must say, love this shit. Another example is this non-dairy yogurt. It does have a lot of ingredients, which concerns me a little bit, but it's better than the alternative, which is feeling like a large whale. The brand is called So Delicious. I kind of like that name. That's a good name. By the way, I would like to interrupt this little haul because I gotta tell you guys a story real fast about a man I met named Alfonso. Great man. When I was at the grocery store, this man came up to me, and this might be a lengthy story. I'll try to make it quick. Okay, so first of all, when I go to the grocery store, I do not like to use the giant ass carts because they're hard to navigate and I always bump into people, and I just feel like I'm in a video game when I'm not trying to be in a video game. I'm just trying to get my goddamn groceries, okay? So I always get the little baby carts. If your grocery store has them, you know what I'm talking about. So I always get those. So this guy came up to me and he said something about like my man, and I was like, what are you, what? And he's like, this little, oh shit, I'm getting too excited. He's like, this little cart. And I was like, oh yeah. He's like, it's for kids. And I was like, well, yeah, I know. And he's like, why don't you have a big cart? Do you want me to get you a big one? And I was like, no, I like this cart. It's easier to navigate. And I'm a kid at heart. And he was like, oh yeah, okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back to my groceries now. But then he goes, so what's your name? And I'm like, oh, I guess I won't go back to my groceries now. So I say, Christina. And then he holds out his hand. He holds out 2 hands to grab my one hand with. And I was like, well, okay, this guy seems like a harmless guy. He's probably mid-50s, I would say. And he goes, my name is Alfonso. Nice name. And I'm like, okay, yes, nice to meet you, sir. And he's holding onto my hand with his 2 hands. So my one hand is being held with 2 hands, and he keeps holding on to it for an extended period of time. And he's like, oh, your hands are really cold. And then he starts petting my hands, and I'm like, yeah. And then I slowly slide my hand away because I'm like, all right, you can let go now, Alfonso. That's enough fondling of my little hand for the day. And then he's like, this lovely man. Seriously, he was actually really sweet. Pulls out a pen. And he pulls out a pen, an ink pen. He's like, can I get your number? He had a full ass ink pen. So Alfonso asked for my number, and I'm like, I'm sorry, Alfonso. You seem like a great guy, but I don't give out my number, man. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, you look great. He proceeds to rub my shoulder, and I'm like, all right, pause off, Alfonso. I figured I would tell you guys that story real quick, just so I could kind of flex and say, your mom still got it. Your mom still has it, kids. It's like I never lost it, God. Ugh, what a fox. Anyways, back to the haul. I had to share that story because what even made me think of that? I don't even know. I was talking about the yogurt. I have no idea what made me think of that. But anyways, moving along. So I also have some vegetables here. Spinach is a good one, and green beans are also a good one. So this is really interesting because I originally felt like, okay, veggies, there's no way they cause bloating, right? They're veggies. Like VeggieTales wouldn't do me like that, right? But apparently there is a long list of vegetables that do cause bloating, but 2 examples of ones that don't are spinach and green beans, like I said. So yeah, I guess I have nothing else to say about that. But anyways, we also have some cooked shrimp because that is another thing that apparently does not cause bloating. Also tuna, I read, is another good thing, which I already have some in the fridge, but should I go grab it? Nah, I'm not gonna grab it. And it's the same thing with fruit actually, because I thought the same thing about fruit. Like, fruit is healthy. Fruit wouldn't do me like that, but some fruits do you like that, unfortunately. A good example of 2 that don't, well, 3 that don't. Bananas, strawberries and bananas, and blueberries. So cop some of that. Another thing thing that is good for bloating is oats. So I'm gonna put some blueberries in my oats. Another thing I was surprised to find out is that coffee apparently is on the low FODMAPs list. So we got some Peet's coffee, the best goddamn coffee on the planet. That's a stretch, maybe not the best, but this brand is really good. And I got the Big Bang because I like Big Bang, you know what I mean? Next thing we have on the list are these no-cow protein bars. A lot of protein bars, the type of sweeteners that they use are very bad for bloating. But this one has erythritol, which is apparently does not cause bloating. Also, these are vegan because whey protein is another culprit. So that kind of leads me into my next point. I'm mostly vegan. I'm like 50% vegan, as I like to say. Some people do not like when I say that, but we're just gonna roll with it. So unfortunately, a lot of the vegan substitutes are soy. But luckily, today we found some non-soy, non-meat, non-bloating foods. So one of them is tempeh. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Tempeh. Correct me in the comments below. Correct me about anything that I'm wrong about in the comments below. You guys will anyways. I don't even have to say that. I've never had this. I feel like it's gonna be really good. I hope. We're gonna try it out. And we also have some tofu. For some reason, it said specifically the firm and drained tofu is low FODMAPs. I don't really know what makes the difference. I guess firmer is always better, right? Am I right? And then last but not least, wow, we ran through this quick. That's what she said. We got some eggs. So we got some egg whites and some regular eggs because that is also on the list. Thank God, because I eat these literally every day for every breakfast. And that is our no bloating, low FODMAPs grocery haul, folks. Like I said, not a professional here. I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm gonna eat and hopefully it gets me lean, a lean little jelly bean. Like I said, I'm gonna leave some links in the comments below for some videos and some more information about bloating if you would like to learn more about it. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to join the Swole Squad, comment below the word whale, because that's what we're trying to not be. If you'd like to support me on Patreon for just $2 a month, the link is in the description. Shout out to all my patrons, I love you guys so much. If you would like to support me on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, link is also in the description. I have merch that is also below, and I have workout programs on mamaswole.com, so make sure you guys go check all that out. I will see you in the next one. Have a good ass day.
How to get my weight up, yeah. Weight in the cake up, yeah. Turn up in the gym, know I'm calling Mama Swole. Bad little shawty and you know I'm on a roll.
Press like an empress, no one to impress with. Find me on the guest list, got that Louis V necklace. Subscribe to the Mama Swole channel, even if your name is Randall. Got it lit like a candle, catch me swerving in the Lambo.